Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage will begin shortly. Your live Weather Authority coverage starts right now.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday Eve to you. We're almost to the weekend already. First weekend of the new year, and it looks like a snowy weekend for a lot of us all across the state. Finally, some snow to track, and it looks like the beginning of what is likely to be a very active pattern next week. Several storms that we're likely to be tracking through the middle and end of next week. So thanks for joining, everybody. Hope you're having a good day so far. I'll let some more people join in here before I get into the meat of our forecast. Of course, tracking the snow on Sunday headed our way. It looks like pretty widespread snow is likely, plowable amounts looking likely as well. So again, if you're just joining in, of course, that's what we're tracking is the Sunday snow. But before we get there, we're tracking a little bit of snow right now in parts of the state. If you've seen a little dusting of snow this morning, let me know in the comments below if you've seen some snow falling out there this morning. I noticed Lewiston had a little bit of a dusting earlier. Places near Augusta had a dusting, and could be some more dustings up in the mountains as well through this morning. Of course, this has nothing to do with our Sunday event. It's the primer, maybe the appetizer for what will be a much more significant snowfall as we head into Sunday. So again, tracking that storm as it approaches here over the weekend, looking very likely we're going to be dealing with plowable snow, 6 inches or more, looking likely, especially in the far southern portion of the state. Next week looks very active. If you don't get a ton of snow, let's say you're north of Augusta and you only end up with 2 or 3 inches out of this storm on Sunday, you got plenty more chances to see snow through the rest of the week. A very active pattern setting up. We're going to see a storm about every 3 days or so. Sunday, Wednesday, and then Friday into Saturday. Looks like all of those days will be stormy as we head into next week. Our next storm after Sundays arrives on Tuesday night and into Wednesday. Rain, snow, wind, coastal issues could be a problem with that one as well. So again, we'll be watching that as we head into next week. But before we get to the Wednesday storm, of course, got to talk about Sunday. So after today, we're clearing things out. The cold air moves in for tomorrow. Tomorrow highs will only really be in the 20s for most of us. A sunny day, but a cold one for our Friday. Now, as we head into Saturday, clouds begin building into the picture here. Widespread snowfall on the way as we head into Sunday. I would expect it to be snowing pretty much all day, beginning likely after midnight Saturday night, and then continuing all through the day on Sunday. So a very snowy one and very cold storm as well. Very fluffy, powdery snow looks to be heading towards us here. Temperatures going to only be around 20 degrees on Sunday, and in fact, likely falling throughout the day as we head into the afternoon. Let's track it out for you. I'll get to those snow potential totals in just a moment. Again, if you've got any questions about what we're expecting here, you can drop them in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer them for you. But again, we're tracking this storm as it arrives late Saturday night. Now, there have been a couple trends that have made us even more likely to see this plowable snow. That's why our confidence is higher today in amounts of snowfall. Couple things have happened in the past 24 to 48 hours or so that have made us think that it is more likely we're going to see widespread snow. One is that the storm is likely to track much closer to Maine now, bringing the heavier rates of snowfall into the southern portion of the state. Second is that it is a slower moving storm now. Looks like it's going to last a little bit longer, so therefore snowing for longer. Again, that will also help to increase snowfall amounts. So again, that's why it's likely going to be a plowable snow for us here, especially in the southern portion of the state. So again, it continues all day Sunday. It's likely the heaviest Sunday morning, gradually tapering off as we head into Sunday afternoon. So again, if you've got any questions or comments, or if you've seen any snow out there this morning, if you've seen some slick roads, let me know as well down in the comments below. But again, that wraps up. Should be clearing out by Monday next week. Still cold, though, as we head into early next week, but shouldn't be any major issues with school or with travel on Monday, as we'll have a good amount of time to clean up this very fluffy snow we're expecting. All right, this is what everyone's been waiting for all week long. We've been talking about the snow. Finally, time to start putting some numbers on it. All right, not an exact snow map yet. We're still not 48 hours out. Usually 48 hours is our cutoff for when we make our snow map for the state. Well, this one, there's pretty good confidence. And again, this is not exact totals. These are likely to be changed and made more accurate to each specific location here as we head through the next couple of days. So we'll refine these numbers more over the next couple of days. But for now, what we can say, best chance of 6 inches or more will be from the Rockland area, mid-coast Maine, right along the coastline, all the way through Portland, down through York County. If you're York County right now, you're watching me from York County, the Sanford area, even down towards Kittery, Ogunquit, Wells, you're likely going to be the bullseye with this storm, likely to see several inches, potentially upwards of a foot in York County. So again, it's a very cold, fluffy snow. It won't take a lot of moisture to add up several inches of it. Okay, Kelly is asking about Livermore Falls. As of right now, probably less than a half foot up there. Certainly could be upwards of a half foot though, but your area is probably the trickiest forecast, Kelly, because there's going to be a sharp cutoff somewhere in central Maine where north of there's not all that much snow or only just a couple inches. South of there, we're talking about a half foot or more. So Kelly, it's very much on the line for you, but I would expect at least a couple to a few inches. Would it be a good idea to take the train on Sunday? I mean, as long as it's not canceled, I don't see why not. You're not driving. Chris, I don't think it would be a terrible idea. I don't know what the Downeaster's cancellation policy is when it comes to snowfall, but I wouldn't think it would be all that bad. It's a fluffy snow, and trains, of course, don't have to drive on roads, so maybe it would actually even be a better option than taking the car. And by the time you get to Boston, it will likely be rain down there, so probably not too bad of an idea to take the train. I wouldn't think it would be too bad. If you've got a flight, might be a different story, but the train shouldn't be too bad of an idea. Marjorie's asking about Sanford. I just mentioned this a second ago. Sanford likely to be our bullseye, or at least one of the highest spots. I wouldn't be surprised, Marjorie, if you end up with 8, 10, maybe even 12 inches of snow by the time all is said and done. Megan says, I'm the same opinion for the train. Yeah. Snow for Norway. Janet, unlike most of the weak little storms we've seen so far this season, the mountains are not the bullseye this time. So a few inches likely there, but upwards of a half foot or so, probably not as likely as it is in southern Maine. Billy's asking about Auburn. Lewiston, if you're watching from Lewiston or Auburn, listen up. Yep, here we go. Gloria chiming in from Lewiston. Likely around a half foot or so. Lewiston is going to be the point where the snow probably starts to drop off to the north, but to the south of Lewiston, it quickly picks up. So I could easily see Lewiston ending up with a half foot. Again, very, very fluffy, powdery snow. So it's not going to take a whole lot of moisture to get us several inches. So again, yeah, Marjorie is saying, yikes, I think Marjorie was chiming in from Sanford. Yeah, it's luckily, Marjorie, a very light powdery storm. So should be very easy to clean off of the cars, off of the driveway. Should be able to get those plows clearing it off the roads pretty quickly as well. So hopefully that will help some of us who are not as much of fans of the snow to get rid of it pretty quickly. A few inches in Waterville. Yeah, that looks pretty likely, Mark. I would say at least 3 or 4, probably pretty likely there. Maybe even a little bit more than that. Again, the trends have brought more snow towards us, it looks like. So again, we'll continue to watch that. Still 3 days out from the actual start of the snow, but I would say confidence pretty good in that everybody will at least get a couple inches out of this. So again, the further north you go into the state, the further into the mountains you go, the less snow there will be. The closer to the Portland area, the closer to New Hampshire you go, the more snow that will be. So that's probably a good way to think about this storm or take it in its context. So West Paris, likely a few inches, likely not upwards of a half foot, but maybe 4 or 5 inches couldn't be completely ruled out. Samantha asking a great question. What is the time frame of the storm? Likely begins around midnight Saturday night, heading into early Sunday, maybe even a little earlier than midnight, wrapping up probably 6, 7, 8 p.m. Sunday evening. So it's all day Sunday, but the heaviest snow Sunday morning. So you'll be waking up on Sunday and the snow will likely be coming down pretty good. Well, Buddy's asking a great question. What's the total amount of precipitable water and ratio we're using? Buddy, it looks like about what most models are showing, 0.6 inches to a little over an inch of total precipitation. Probably doesn't end up at an inch. I would say 0.6 to 0.8 with a snow ratio of about 12 to 14 to 1. Yeah, that would bring us easily, potentially upwards of 10 inches in far southern Maine. So yeah, buddy, very high ratio snow. If you're a skier, this is going to be straight powder. So really seems like a good one for the skiers here. Exactly, Joe. Light, fluffy snow Winds not being a major factor. Luckily, no power outages. This is our fun storm. We've got 3 storms to track in the next week or so. This one is the fun one. The other 2, not so fun. This one's light, easy to clean up, no rain mixing in, no major wind, no power issues expected, just a nice, pretty, fluffy snow. Still will be breezy at times, but it will not be enough to cause power outages or anything. It might just reduce visibility a bit during the day. Supposed to be in Bangor next week. It's going to be snowy up in Bangor, Michael. So if you can pick one of the days where we're not getting a storm, that's probably your best bet to drive up there. Snow look like for Sydney, we always seem to be on the line between none and a lot. Yeah, it does really seem like the Augusta-Sydney area tends to be the dividing line there. But I wouldn't be too surprised, Barbie, if you end up with just under 6 inches of snow or around that. Still very possible that Lewiston, Augusta, Freiburg do end up with 6 inches. Just not as confident in that happening as we are for, say, Portland, Sanford, Kennebunk, up towards Brunswick area. Again, southern Maine, highest confidence in the bigger amounts. Sunday morning being 7 a.m. Yeah, that's probably right in the thick of it. Well, likely when we're seeing some of the heaviest snowfall rates out there, Clark, on Sunday morning around 7 a.m. So thanks, guys, for all the questions and thanks for all the engagement. We really appreciate that. Again, if you've got any questions, keep dropping them below here in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have about what we're expecting with this storm on Sunday. So again, we'll keep tracking this here. Hold on, gotta take a little water break. Talking for 11 minutes now. Need a little bit of water. All right, so yeah, we're tracking our storm on Sunday. Don't want to get away from it. I'm going to come back to our snow map here in just a second, but I do want to talk about what's going to be happening next week. So as we head into next week, after the Sunday storm, we've got a lot more to track here as we head into the middle part of next week, tracking 3 storms. Number 1, of course, is Sunday. Number 2 arrives on Wednesday or Tuesday night into Wednesday. As of right now, Tuesday night into Wednesday looks like snow that probably changes over to rain. This one, unfortunately, wind is going to be a factor, potentially flooding, potentially coastal flooding as well. So this will bear watching really closely here as we head into early next week. Now, a snow to rain situation not locked in at all. Of course, it's still about a week away. Not locked in at all for the system. Some models showing this being almost completely a snowstorm for us. And this one would have wind. It wouldn't be a light, fluffy snow. So this is the one I really think that we really should be keeping a close eye on heading into next week. And if you thought we're done with storms, nope. By the time we get to the end of next week, Friday, bringing us the 3rd storm of the week. It looks like more snow, maybe changing over to rain as well. Of course, that's so far away. And we've got 2 storms to get to before we get there, but just showing you the potential is there for a very stormy week next week. All right, let's go back to snow map. Again, if anyone wants to ask any questions about this before I begin to wrap things up here, now is your chance. Buddy, really, you are a weather, totally a weather nerd here. Do you have a 500 to 1,000 millibar thickness chart? Not in my graphics with me now. I could probably pull one up for you, buddy. But yeah, that's definitely something that we are looking at with this storm. So yeah, nice occlusion. Exactly. The next 2 storms, cutter tracks. So that means inland track. That's why it's likely to be a snow to rain situation. But some models redevelop a coastal storm on Wednesday. So that would make it a snow situation. Again, things we're watching here over the next several days as we head towards the middle of next week. Of course, what we're talking about, though, right now is Sunday's storm here. Best chance, again, of 6 inches or more, mid-coast Maine, Rockland, all the way through Bath, Wiscasset, over towards Brunswick, down through the 295 corridor, through Portland, all the way down to the Turnpike into New Hampshire. In fact, York County, again, if you're watching from Sanford, Leamington, Limerick, anywhere really in York County, very likely you're going to be the bullseye with this storm, seeing the highest amounts overall, with potentially upwards of 10 to 12 inches down there in York County. Now, again, still way too early to put exact numbers on it. As of right now, all I want to say is likely 6 inches or more in York County, but it's looking like maybe even well above 6 inches down in York County. Nothing in Indiana. Brittany, maybe next week that might change for you. I haven't been looking exactly at what's happening in Indiana, but I know the Midwest is likely to get a big snowstorm towards the middle of next week, so maybe you'll be included in that. Again, tracking that storm, tracking the 3 storms we're likely to see as we head into next week. And of course, we are quite busy here as we've been so quiet so far this winter. We're really looking like we're picking things up now. Here's a look at our 7-day forecast. Again, watching the snow on Sunday, turning cold and quiet on Monday. Next storm is on the way on Wednesday, so we get 2 days break in between. You'll definitely want to be clearing the snow off from Sunday before that next storm arrives, because it could get pretty sloppy with that one. Inland towns, even colder. Highs on Sunday, only around 19 degrees. And by the afternoon, maybe around 15. Very cold storm. Kind of unusual to get our first really good widespread southern Maine snowfall of the season and have it be such a cold storm. Normally we'd be talking about a rain snow line, maybe some sleet mixing in. Not the case here. This is all snow, which again, our fun storm. It's going to be easy to clean up, won't cause too major of issues. Wednesday, though, that might cause issues. Closely watching that heading into next week. I like the cheekiness here, Matt. 4.25494 inches. Yeah, that's sounds about right for the I think Waterville area. Patriots play Sunday at 1. Yeah, classic snow football game. I'm thinking it's going to look like down there in Boston. Should be pretty good. If you are a Pats fan, it should be a really fun snowy game. Even though they haven't been winning this season, hey, maybe it'll be fun to watch them lose when it's snowing outside for a change. And again, Mike, I will go back one last time as we begin to wrap things up here to our expected snowfall totals. Oh, there we go. Almost got it. Got to go back one more. There we go. Best chance of 6 inches. And I keep missing it again. Let's go. Let's keep going. Come on. Got to get to our snow map here. Again, the best chance of 6 inches or more is going to be in southern Maine. So again, the storm arrives. If anyone has questions about timing, now's your time to watch. Snow arrives after midnight or around midnight Saturday night, and then it continues into Sunday. Again, changes over the past 24 to 48 hours or so. A closer to Maine track, a slower moving storm, that means that amounts of snow likely to be higher with a plowable snow in southern Maine. It wraps up by Monday. So Monday looks nice and quiet, just nice and sunny. Let's take a look at our expected snowfall map here. There we go. Finally got back to it. Best chance of a half foot or more does include the Portland area. So if you're a Portlander, you're watching right now, yeah, we could also be in the bullseye for this storm. We have a good shot of getting a half foot. I would say 5 to 10 right now, Mike, is I was just talking to Charlie actually on the phone, Charlie Lopresti, and he was thinking 5 to 10. I think we're going to probably end up somewhere in that range across southern Maine. So it could be upwards of a foot, could be more close to 6 inches. So half foot to a foot, not a bad bet for most of us in the southern part of the state. Now, the further north you go, again, snow totals drop off. And we'll likely have a snow map for you either tonight or at some point during the day tomorrow. I'll probably have one for you with more definite totals on Good Day Maine tomorrow. So tune into Good Day Maine. Tune in tonight to watch Charlie. He'll probably have a good update for us as the new models will be coming in during the afternoon. And again, first one of the season, definitely gets the most buzz here. I think we'll be seasoned snow veterans, though, by the end of next week, as we've got, again, 2 more storms to be tracking. So again, have a great rest of your day, everybody. I'm going to wrap things up here on that. I'll do another one of these tomorrow morning. Again, we still got 3 days to go until this storm. So we'll keep updating our forecast and our snow map as well. Should have a more defined snow map again, either tonight or tomorrow morning. So tune into Good Day Maine tomorrow. I'll see you then. Have a great rest of your day, everybody, and enjoy the flurries that we're seeing out there right now.
This has been live interactive Weather Authority coverage from CBS 13 and Fox 23.